I was like, all right, we're gonna start off with. I was gonna be like, we're gonna start off with nothing, with no barking, nothing. Immediate bark. Immediate bark. There was no contest. He just barked immediately. He decided to say, screw it, I'm barking. And I was like, well, then I guess he's barking. Cool. Alright. Sweet. Let me stuff set up. So this is at a weird time. This is just stuff I needed to get done. And I kind of hurt my voice. You guys will be happy to see when it gets revealed why. But definitely hurt my voice. Really. Definitely did. So cool. Oh, let me get the... So this is probably going to be one of these times in this game where I'm actually going to look up like the bad endings just in case. Especially because there are going to be times where I'm going to be like, oh god, I'm going to be missing it. So there's going to be a lot of stuff indeed. Just want to make sure YouTube's not doing a thing. Cool. No, not Minorikawa. Look, we'll get you through. No, just hold on, Minorikawa. But we gotta go to the time chart. So, I just gotta make myself get reacquainted. To be continued. So we got two to be continued. Achi and Obsawa. We have Tama that we still have to do. Kano has a bad end, and Minorikawa is at Keep Out. So... I don't know where we need to go to. Got to download and play this? You do, David. Also, how's it going? Also, even though my voice is shot, I'm drinking lemonade. About to do a lot of reading, so. Well, we have to stop. Well, hold on. First things first, I should probably prevent the two from going. I'm going to start off with that. And then we'll make a jump. It was rare nowadays to see a father... Oh, you know what? I should probably say. Just want to say hi. Bye. Hi, undead. Bye, undead. Take it easy. I should probably explain what the stories are to this point. I'm not going to really explain the Levin and like these block stories because we don't really need to. So I'm just going to explain the now because that's what we're going to be focusing on. Essentially, in Kano's story right now, Kano is trying to track down the briefcase full of 50 million yen. And then in his story right now, he got married. And because he got married, it's a bad ending. It's pretty much just there. Norikawa is a journalist. He has just had an interview with a biker who collects a bunch of storage supplies. He went to a cafe, started smoking, got kicked out. And then after that cafe, he just started writing and he was hearing beeping. And then interviewed Chiri from Tama's story. And then now he's trying to call Toyama in order to make sure that he's doing okay because his boss is on the run. Osawa is being stalked by Mr. Detectives, and Tanaka is being weird. There was a weird sexual hint scene, but it was just to reveal that Hitomi, his daughter, is safe, and he then pretty much just argues with the detective the entire time. Oh, and he finds out that his wife might be invested in his assistant than him. Tama is trying to find Burning Hammer. Like a bunch of Burning Hammer crates that have been taken. That's pretty much it. And then Achi, he saves Hitomi a few times, essentially taking her to multiple different areas to try to get her to escape a guy with a gun. We find out that the man with the gun does know Achi and says he has to kill Hitomi for the fate of the world. And then tells him about his sister. That's the pretty big gist. So let's go back here. So Minarikawa right now we're looking at a cafe, and this cafe is super important. It was rare nowadays to see a father behave so imperviously toward his own daughter. Just how sheltered had he been trying to keep her? Minarikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest is piqued. Is this a visual novel? Yes, it's a live-action visual novel. With 5 characters, and all of their choices interact with each other without never knowing any of them existed. But yeah, we have a bad ending of getting married. That should just tell you about how this game is. Minarikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest was piqued. Now, if we sit here, Kano gets married. If we do this, he doesn't get married. We don't want him to get married. So no, he reminded himself that he needed to finish his article. Besides, if this young lady looked anything like her father, he'd just as soon pass. Minarikawa went back to his typing. It took a few minutes to reestablish his writing groove, with the two still bickering across the room, but thankfully he soon regained his focus. So now there's the beeping, and the beeping is the thing that we need to figure out. So now with that, Kano can still proceed. Everyone's still the same, but we need to investigate this beeping. A strange beeping sound broke Minarikawa out of his writing reverie. Upon looking up in confusion, he found his attention drawn to a young woman at another table. Oh, yeah, well that's the girl constantly. Let's check this weird sound. See what this weird sound is before we continue. Seriously, what the heck is that? I need to get to the bottom of this or I'll never be able to concentrate. Just where the heck is that sound coming from? He searched his surroundings for a moment and quickly discovered that the noise was coming from his own bag. He pulled out one of the most important tools of his trade, a bug detector. A bug detector is an instrument for finding listening devices. Since wireless listening devices emit radio signals, bug detectors are designed to use wide area receivers to reveal their presence. Using a detector to find something in this fashion is known as fox hunting. It was on and had picked up a signal. To a reporter, information was life. That made owning a bug detector a sensible precaution in his line of work. With the device in hand, Minarikawa casually scanned the area. Eventually, he was zeroed in on the signal. He stood up. "Everyone, your attention please," he announced. "Someone set up a listening device in here." Several cafe patrons turned their heads in disbelief. A woman wreathed in pungent perfume flashed him a disagreeable look. Ooh, this is I. Oh, Minarikawa's gonna get his butt kicked. "Oh, come on, that's ridiculous," she huffed. "There's something fishy going on. The only thing fishy right now is you," the woman declared disdainfully. "Why don't you get out of here and let everyone enjoy their meals?" "No, I smell a scoop." "You what?" "You, what's your name?" "None of your business, that's what. Now hurry up and stop that awful noise." The other customers were starting to murmur loudly. There's a listening device here, folks," Minarikawa said. "How can that not bother you? Do you know where it could be?" "Excuse me," the woman called out. "Could someone please do something about this man? What up, cream cheese? How's it going?" A waitress hurried over. "Sir, please, you're bothering our other customers." "There's a listening device in here. That's what people should be worried about right now." The waitress took a reflexive step backwards at the words listening device. You're the one who's intruding on everyone, the woman shouted. "Honestly, could you please stop that racket?" "It's not me making the racket, it's the bug tracker." "Just who the hell do you think you are?" "Police! Somebody call the police!" Ma'am, please calm down," the waitress said. "There are other customers here, and I'll calm down once you get this disrespectful bore out of here." "All I'm doing is sharing the truth. You can't kick me out for that." The waitress wavered, clearly intimidated by both of them. "You sure have got a lot of nerve," the woman snapped at Minarikawa. "Go play detective someplace else." "I'm not a detective, I'm a reporter." "Really now? By far my least favorite profession." "Oh, why is that? Did someone write a story about you, lady? Got skeletons in your closet?" "You shut your mouth. How dare you?" "Yeah, I smell a scoop here. All right, and the smell is coming from you." "Oh, stop it with your scoop nonsense already." Minarikawa's face. Also, keep in mind, by the way, that's I from Osawa's story. "It's no use trying to hide things from me." "You have no idea what you're talking about." "Oh, yes, I do, lady." "Go to hell." "After you." Blah 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 blah. As they shouted over each other, the words blurred together until they were barely words anymore. The onlookers could hear only indistinct, meaningless raving. Well. And still the yelling went on and on and on. Eventually, there came the sound of approaching sirens. But even when a police cruiser pulled up outside the cafe, the two didn't slow their bickering. Also, this music is telling you it's a bad end, by the way. Bad end. Sniffing for a scoop. Minorikawa lost his cool and got drawn into an argument with a stranger, giving no thought of the consequences. By the time he came to his senses in a jail cell, it was too late to save 4-star general gossip. Maybe worrying about weird noises can wait. Right now, finishing up that article sounds like a better idea. Very, very true. Alright, let's that weird sound. Somebody help. What's going on, Lily? Your phone. Don't stop buzzing? That's not good. Well, the last 2 hours? That's not good. Alright, so we're continuing forward. We should go to Achi. Because we did jump to Minoru Minorikawa. Oops, that's not the right button. Because we have to go into Ground His Teeth, and then we have to pick Minoru Minorikawa. And then we should be able to continue. There we go, he's no longer kicked out. I don't know what would be causing that, Lily. Minorikawa took a look at his wristwatch and gritted his teeth. Wristwatch. By the way, what sort of impression do you have of this wristwatch? Just respond with whatever happens to come to mind. Wait, what? Hey, Baba, how's it going? I mean, it's a pretty cool wristwatch, all things considered. Damn, is it that late already? He needed to head for the sales demo. The surveillance camera article wasn't done, but he'd just have to leave it where it was for now. As he was slipping his laptop back into his bag, his cell phone rang. He looked at the screen and saw Chiaki's name listing as the incoming caller. Was she done with her interviews? Hurriedly picked up. Chiaki, how's it going? Several wet sniffles came through the receiver. Hey, are you crying? It's no use. Chiaki's voice was indeed punctuated by sobs. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try. Oh, come on! This again? Really? I can't do it. Don't worry about paying me. Just please let me go home. Minorikawa was already operating on a too tight schedule. He didn't have time to worry about Chiaki on top of it all. Look, just slow down and take a breath. Try and keep it at it a little longer. He should have seen this coming when he first called her. Her shyness was practically pathological. But if he cut her loose now, all this frustration would be for nothing. But I can't do it, Chiaki whined again. I'm sorry, I really am. Look, just calm down. Minorikawa was practically screaming into his phone. Just stay where you are until I get there, okay? Got that? Whatever you do, just don't move. Leaving the money for his coffee on the table, he strode out of the cafe. Street interviews were tougher than they looked. Not many random passerby were willing to stop and do a back and forth. Still, being able to talk to people on the street was a fundamental skill for a freelance reporter. Bye, Baba. Take it easy. All Minorikawa wanted was for Chiaki to put in a little effort to make it happen. Although he found her personality frustrating, he actually quite liked her writing. Reading her words, you never guessed what she was like in person. If she could just break the right story, he was sure readers would be quite taken with her. There was no time like the present. Cool. The plaza outside Shibuya Station was as crowded as ever. Minorikawa looked around and soon spotted Chiaki. Hey, just what do you think you're doing? Yep, that's Chiaki. She was hunkered down in front of the statue of Hachiko, squatting in an odd position. A group of kindergartners were gathered nearby, peering at her with sadness in their eyes, like she was a stray dog or something. Kindergartners. A pair of girls from Midoriyama Academy's kindergarten. They always hang out around the train station after school. They're quite fond of killing time inside of the Tokyo 5000 series display car, the new landmark by the Hachiko entrance. The beat cop at the station's police box has nicknamed them the Kinder Partners. The Kinder Partners. Interesting. What's this all about? Minorikawa asked. This is how I end up when I lose all my self-confidence. I just wanna hide. Oh, for crying out loud. Get up, will you? I don't wanna. Stop crying. Chiaki sniffled and wiped her at her eyes. Let me ask you this, Minorikawa stared down at her. What was that made you want to be a freelance writer? Well, I guess because I wanted to try my hand at writing. But crying is good sometimes. Also, how's it going, Spring? How are you doing today? A dangling bit of mucus bobbed in and out of Chiaki's left nostril as she spoke. Okay, Minorikawa followed. And why is that? Well, I'm too embarrassed to say. Chiaki hid her face in her hands. Okay, never mind that then. Right now, you have a task that's been handed to you. You can't just say you can't do it. And Norikawa tried to keep his tone calm. No magazine in the world is going to let novice writers just write about whatever they want. You have to prove yourself first. Get your fundamentals down. I already know all that. Norikawa took the notebook from Chiaki's hands. Hey, she squeaked. Wait, you've only talked to one person so far? There sure wasn't going to be a story in that. Yeah, well, not a person exactly. Wait, what's this here? A cat? Tama? Tama? No, I mean, yes, there was a person in a cat costume. Let's jump to Tama's story. What should I do? Where could the truck that took the burning hammer possibly have gone? I'm standing there, racking my brain when I hear the voice call out from behind me. Excuse me. Are you, happy with your life right now? I turned to see a woman holding a notebook. Huh? I mean, just... Sorry, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? I don't have the time for this right now. I'm more than a little busy. Oh, no, I mean, I understand if you can't. She's giving me this hyper-intensive stare. I can't tell if she's trying to be intimidating or if she's actually afraid of me. Something about her is definitely off, way too jittery and suspicious for my liking. Whatever she wants, I'd rather not get involved. I'm actually pretty busy, I say. Oh, but, I mean, just real quick. It'd be a huge help, please. But, please, I really, please. She bows so many times she looks like one of those drinking birds. A toy bird that functions by means of a simple heat engine mechanism, causing it to continually dip its head into liquid and then rise back up. Sometimes falsely claimed to be a type of perpetual motion device, once a common sight in offices the world over. Yeah, you don't see too many drinking birds, do you? I think the last time I saw a drinking bird was like middle school when I went to Chuck E. Cheese. The drinking birds are pretty cool. Can't help but feel bad for this poor girl. I guess I can give her at least a few moments of my time. This girl's kind of creeping me out. I decided to ignore her and move on. She's creeping me out. This girl's kind of creeping me out. I decided to ignore her and move along. She refuses to back down, however. Wait. Hey, wait, please, please. She's begging up right now. She's got tears in her eyes. I really am super busy. Just one, please. Can you just answer one question? People are shooting up with some weird looks as they walk by. Maybe it'd be simpler to just answer a question. Then I can get out of here as quick as I can. All right, go ahead, I say. Oh, right. So, are you happy with your life right now? Well, right now, as you can see, I'm a cat. I mean, she's not wrong. Like, she's not wrong. She is a cat. I'm just doing something real quick. She's not wrong. Oh, a cat. Yes, I see. A cat. So, yeah, I'll put down cat. She just writes the word cat in her notepad. Okay, thank you so much. Sure, I murmur. Later. I head off in search of the burning hammer once more. Okay then, we'll go with it, I guess. No matter where I wander, though, I don't spot the truck anywhere. Now there's only 15 minutes before the demo's supposed to start. I better make my way back to the venue. Maybe Cheery has better luck in her search. Nope, Cheery was eating food. Uh-oh. Back in the break room, I'm met by Mr. Yanagishita, who positively radiates despair. Did you find it? I'm sorry, I tried. Yanagishita's shoulders slumped further at my response. Have you heard from Shiri? I ask. No, nothing yet. I guess she's our last hope. All of a sudden, Mr. Yanagishita holds up a pendant. The situation's rough. I'd like you to wear this. It's a miracle stone, like the one I saw back in the storeroom earlier. This ought to kick up your luck a notch. Now I see that Yanagishita is wearing another miracle stone around his own neck. using one bit of sham merchandise to help find another. Nice. This is the pinnacle of pitiful. That's what this is. Hurry up and put it on before the luck runs out! With this game, true. Mr. Yanagishita's eyes are all bloodshot. Something tells me that refusing his request wouldn't be a rise right now. After a moment's hesitation, I take a hold of the pendant. The stone is blue and glittery. Is that Chiri? Mr. Yanagishita squeaks. He whips out his phone. No, sorry, he mutters after listening for a moment. I think you have the wrong number. Guess it isn't Chiri after all. Okay. Yet he stays on the line. Huh? Really? I love Tama's storyline. Can we just all appreciate this picture? Can we just all appreciate this picture right now? I think this is fantastic. You passed out again? No worries, Justin. You came back at the perfect picture. I think this is the perfect picture. This tone suddenly does a complete 180. Yes, please! Thank you so much! As soon as he hangs up, Yanagishita strikes a victory pose. It's a miracle! Burning Hammer is back, baby! If only Caitlin was here. Somebody remind me once Caitlin shows up that I need to show her this, so that way she can draw Ets like this. The recycling guy realized his mix-up and returned the boxes to the loading dock. Whoa, for real? You girls did great, thank you, from the bottom of my heart. I've never seen someone so close to literally jumping for joy. I'm going to prep the demo room. Tama, you better go bring a burning hammer inside. With that, Mr. Yanagishita correctly flies out of the room. Pretty good, pretty cool. No way, I murmur to myself. This thing didn't actually work, did it? I examined the miracle stone more closely. It looks like just some kind of toy jewelry. I wish that I actually get paid my 20,000 yen. Hey, it's worth a shot. With the miracle stone still clutched in my hand, I hurry out of the loading dock. Why not wish to get out of the cat suit? You'd think. I brace myself before actually stepping out the door. It's not there! Where is it? I look and I look, but I see no sign whatsoever of any burning hammer. In a panic, I call the recycling guy. Well, I definitely returned it to the loading dock, I can assure you that. If you're telling me it's not there now, unfortunately that isn't my responsibility. Uh-oh. He hangs up, didn't even sound like he cared. I look around a little more, but to no avail. Yeah, it's definitely not here. Did somebody else take it, maybe? Oh! I know. As I hang my head in dismay, a middle-aged man in a sanitation uniform passes by, holding a big garbage bag. He flashes me a curious look. I know what's going on. What do we do, Tama? Mr. Yanagishita freaks out when he hears the burning hammer is missing. Please, you gotta give me something! I'm not really sure, sir. Now my boss is an even bigger wreck than he was before. This job is toast. Any money I was going to get paid is going up in smoke. Just like all my hopes and dreams at this point. I guess maybe we could try selling the Anagochis or something? It's not much of a suggestion, but it's all I've got. Mr. Yanagishita looks at me intently. Wait, what did you just say? Huh? What did you just say? Or something? No, before that! I guess maybe we could try selling the Anagachis. I could almost see the wheels turning in his head as the smile slowly creeps back onto his face. That's it! That's it! That's it! I'm certain I see an actual gleam in his eyes. Right then! I guess it's a really real option. No, wait! This is a sign! That burning hammer didn't just vanish by coincidence, oh no! He jolts to his feet, his eyes, yeah. Alright, see you later, Anagachis. We're about to knock you right out of the park. I'm pretty sure it's a bad ending, though. Uh-oh. I Probably don't need to tell you how the event goes down. We don't manage to sell even a single Onagachi. Turns out, hey, people are really creeped up by eels, and our customers have no problem letting us know that. Very impolitely, I might add, as they storm away in a huff. What? Chiri said she liked eel salt broiled and in sushi. I hear Mr. Yanagashita murdered himself as I get ready to leave. If only we hadn't lost the burning hammer, things would have gone so much differently. Or no, maybe they've gone pretty much the same. You know, I probably should have listened to my gut earlier. Agreeing to take on this job has brought me nothing but trouble. Well, I mean, at least she got out of the cat suit. Either that or she died. Bad ending. At least we're getting some bad endings, which is good. Onagachi. Nobody's going to have any luck selling digital pets to customers who are looking for a health food demo, but why did Burning Hammer disappear anyway? Well, that sanitation worker Thomas saw had found another pile of trash to dispose of. Sometime close to 1240, someone winds up breaking the bottles, turning them into useless garbage. But who is that someone, and what could they do differently? I know exactly who that is. If you guys remember, we used a forklift full of Burning Hammer to smash the assassin. So what we need to do, this guy just will not give up. At the far end of the alley, he can see a forklift parked beside a pile of cardboard boxes. Achi decide to throw the boxes at their pursuer. Oop, hold on. Ugh! Achi snatched up the nearest box, turned, and threw it at the man with the cane. The box was full of something heavy. This ought to do some damage. He watches with satisfaction as it struck the assassin in the face. The man staggered sideways. Here, have another! One by one, Achi hurled every box in the pile. And one for the road! The last box was improperly sealed. It broke up open as it struck their pursuer, sending several bottles flying. They shattered as they crashed onto the street, splashing red liquid. Oh, shoot. That was still bad. The assassin dropped to one knee, scrubbing at his face with his hand. Achi looked on in surprise. He couldn't possibly have hit that guy that hard. Peering at the man more closely, saw that he was splattered in red liquid. Apparently the stuff in the bottles had gotten in his eyes. Uh-oh. Now's our chance! Achi took off with Hitomi, leaving their pursuer kneeling in the alley. Are we good? I hope that wasn't Burning Hammer. Oh. No matter where I wander, though, I don't spot the truck anywhere. Now there's only 15 minutes before the demo's supposed to start. I better make my way back to the venue. What? Yeah, it's pretty hard, Siren. Also, hi, Siren. How's it going? Wait. What? Hold on. What happened? Oh, because of how that worked. Okay. Maybe Chiri had better luck in her search. Yeah. Okay, I remember. That's okay. Gotcha. Back at the break room, I met with Mr. Ganashida. Yeah, he's freaking out. We didn't find it. He's sad. We've already seen this. We heard from Chiri. A miracle stone. His dog's barking in the background. Yeah. It's okay, gotcha. At least we're a fluffy cat. Alright, the phone rings. Uh-oh. Because this isn't Chiri. This isn't line. Crazy face. victory pose. At the loading dock. He's doing the disco. Okay, now is the burning hammer there. No way, I remember to myself. Yeah, we've already seen that. Let's see if this works. Do we still get burning hammer? Let's see. Brace myself before actually stepping out the door. There it is. It's there. It's really there. The cardboard boxes are scattered all around outside. Wait, scattered all around? What happened to them? I suddenly have a very bad feeling about this. Apprehension gnaws at me as I open up one of the boxes. No! I shriek and my vision dims. The box is full of bottles of burning hammer. All of them smashed to pieces. Uh-oh. That's bad. And dog's still barking. To be continued. Wait, what? That's what we're supposed to do? That's the good ending with all the burning hammers smashed? Well, that's interesting. That's weird. Sorry, there's like dinner plans being made and I probably streamed at the wrong time, but it's okay. Alright, so we got Kano and Minorikawa left. Let's finish Minorikawa and then we'll do basically Liquid Hell, so it's better that way. True, but what are we doing for the sales demo? What's this here? It's the cat. No, I mean, yes, there was a person in a cat suit. I thought since I couldn't see their face, it'd be easier to ask them stuff. Fine, whatever. Now get back out there and get me some more. The kindergartners. You go, miss. Minorikawa steered Chiaki toward the passing crowd. What, now? Yes, now. We got no time to waste. I'll even stand by and watch for a minute. Now enough with the excuses and get out there. Minorikawa looked on as Chiaki wandered through the crowd. Her anxious demeanor seemed to repel everyone around her. On the rare chance she did manage to flag someone down, the way she stammered through her initial questions made them take right off again. After a minute or two, she shuffled her way back, shoulders slumped. See, it's hopeless. Okay, some advice. First off, you aren't approaching the right people. Some people are clearly in a rush, you know. You're not going to have much luck trying to flag down a businessman who's visibly in a hurry. Now, folks who are waiting on someone, couples, groups, they're going to be less on their guard. But I mean, if I do manage to nab someone, how do I keep the conversation going? Chiaki asked. That was indeed the tricky part. Whenever I get an answer I'm not expecting, I get all flustered. Chiaki, have you ever played tennis? Tennis? Well, yeah, I was in my school's tennis club. She struck Minorikawa as being more the manga club type, but there was neither near nor there. Okay, that'll make this simpler. What's more fun, rallying with an opponent or hitting the ball off a wall? Rallying with someone else, of course. Minorikawa gave a hearty nod. And why is that? Because when you hit the ball off a wall, you already know where it's going to come back to. Revelation dawned on Chiaki's face. Oh. It's the same with interviews, Minorikawa said. Don't get flustered. Enjoy the rally. But I don't think I'm composed enough to enjoy it. Don't overthink things. Just let yourself enjoy the small talk. Small talk? Oh, I'm sure I'm not good at any of that. Aren't we just having small talk right now? She was starting to waffle again. Okay, let me ask you this, Minorikawa said, taking a step closer. Are you happy with your life right now? I'm not happy with my life right now, no, Chiaki muttered. She hung her head in dismay. Okay, so start with that, Minorikawa said. Huh? Chiaki blinked a few times as she lifted her head back up. I'm not happy with my life right now, but what about you? I'm not happy with my life right now, but what about you? Like that. Oh, okay. A sliver of liveliness had crept back into Chiaki's voice. Minorikawa jabbed his finger right in her face. Right there, he said. Put on that face when you flag people down. Chiaki smiled widen. I'll give it a shot. Thank you so much. Sure thing, and good luck. Good old Midorikawa. Let's go. Chiaki strode enthusiastically into the crowd and tried to flag down a Westerner who was walking hurriedly past. Is that... That's the teacher dude. Did she even listen to a word I said? Murakawa felt his short-lived triumph melt away. Am I just going to have to teach her everything again from scratch? Then he paused in surprise. Hold on. Okay, good. Whoa. Chiaki snatched a man by arm in an attempt to get him to stop. To Murakawa's amazement, the gambit worked. Before long, it looked like the two were engaged in some kind of animated conversation. Maybe she would get an interview out of this after all. Heck, the look on her face was actually somewhat confident. Sometimes people could surprise you once you got past their surface issues. Now Murakawa could head to the Burning Hammer Stills demo with a little more peace of mind. Speaking of which... Crap, what time is it? In a panic, Murakawa checked his wristwatch. Wrong button. Think about this wristwatch. That will tell you how you think about the opposite sex and whatnot. What? I'm confused. The demo was set to start in less than 5 minutes. Uh-oh, he really was cutting it close. Murakawa sprinted through the intersection, heading for Center Guy. Should be another to be continued. Sweet, so that just leaves Kano and then all the bad endings. Okay. Cool. So that just leaves Kano. Wow, we might actually get through this pretty fast. What did you miss? Caitlin? Hold on. Real quick. Caitlin, you may need to draw something. You may need to draw something. I still don't know what it means, Queen Cheese. You may need to draw something. I mean, you could draw this. But I think we have something better. What happened to Etz? You'll see. There's just something that we think you all should see. And I think it'll make you laugh. I mean, you could draw that. You could draw that. Like that. That's something you could draw. But I think this is better. I approve this. I approve of this. So much. Just you can take a screen cap of it, Caitlin, draw it. I think it would be perfect. I think it would be perfect. Anyway, that's all we needed to show you. Kano! Nice. Alright, so Kano. Thinking back to the way Tateno had put his life on the line to rescue a bunch of strangers made Kano feel all the way more raw about tailing these syndicate members. Letting the crooks just wander around wasn't going to bring Maria Osawa to safety. Of that, Kano was now certain. Shoot, it's bleeding pretty bad, he heard someone say behind him. What the hell? He turned and saw two young men carrying another along. There was a towel wrapped tightly around the third's head. Hey, what happened? Kano asked. Shut your mouth, Kano blanked. Can the attitude. He's trying to help, another voice cut in. It was Sasayama, an anime get up. Had he finished dealing with the girl by the station then? What happened to your friend? Out of my way, man. I ain't afraid to kick your ass. Look, cut the crap and let me take a quick look. Sasayama unwrapped the towel from around the young man's head. Ooh, that's nasty. The young guy was little more than a kid. His head was soaked red with blood. He appeared to be unconscious. Couldn't just leave him like this, but they were in the middle of a job. They should probably call juvenile affairs. They're in the middle of a job, but they could just leave him like this. They should probably take him to a hospital. Take him to the hospital. They're in the middle of a job, but they couldn't just leave him like this. They should probably take him to a hospital. Kano offered to help carry the bloody young man, but Sasayama stepped in front of him. He quickly flashed the two to use his badge. Oh crap, you're a cop? Sasayama nodded. Who are you kids with? The Bamps? Shibuya's number 2 gang. Its leader, Sohei Ikari, has gathered up some big, mean dudes in an attempt to make Shibuya his turf. The gang's leadership is inferior to that of SOS, but on an individual level, its members tend to be stronger in a fight. Word is that the rise of the Bamps is one of the reasons SOS has been growing more combative recently. SOS? SOS, admitted one of the young men after some hesitation. Who attacked you? Yo, it ain't like that! What was it like then? Infighting? The young man was silent. Sasayama must have been right on the mark. In the course of his police duties, Kano picked up a fair amount of street gossip from the young people in Shibuya. Lately, the scuttlebutt about the legendary SOS gang was that they were dealing with some internal strife. Look, don't worry about it, I get it. There's a hospital just down that way. Hurry up and get him there. The young man batted off Sasayama's offered hand, then quickly hauled his friend away. Sounds like SOS is on the verge of breaking up with all the sin fighting, huh? Kano asked. He kept his eyes on the young men as they headed off. Yeah, seems like it's been pretty rough. You know, with the original leader leaving and all. The detectives in juvenile affairs were well acquainted with SOS's original leader. That would be Achiendo. Initially, SOS was nothing more than a small group of like-minded young people who hung out together, but as its membership grew, the general public began referring to the group as a gang. Word has it that back when Achi was in charge, gang members never started any conflicts themselves, but simply responded in kind when others brought fights their way. The stories were like something out of some after-school special. There were tales of them taking down gangs who sold drugs to kids or breaking into Yakuza front offices to save their friends. The detectives with juvenile affairs took these stories with a grain of salt, but there really were young people like that out there. Kano hoped to meet them someday. You technically have, and it's giving you some bad endings. Meanwhile, there's dogs still barking. There's the man with the briefcase. The detectives had to hurry to catch up with the man who they were tailing. He was still strolling along, seemingly in no particular hurry. They kept him in sight as he crossed another pedestrian overpass and circled back around. Still following the same MO, huh? Sasayama grumbled. Yes so, Kano said. How things go with the girl? He was careful not to take his eyes off the mark as they talked. You were right. She's not part of this. Just one of those street evangelists or something. Oh yeah? Yeah, she kept asking me, but are you really happy with your life? Wigged me out. I bailed out of there quick. Haha, Chiaki. Good job, Chiaki. So Sasayama, I'm thinking the attaché case is going to get handed off again at any moment now. Huh? Sasayama appeared at the mark, who was scanning the plaza he'd just entered, apparently looking for someone. I take one side, you take the other, Kano suggested. Sasayama's eyes went wide. Say what now? The way we apprehend both perps involved with the handoff? Sasayama didn't reply. Look, HQ isn't thinking about the hostage's safety, Kano said, but that needs to take priority here. Sasayama's face took on a rare solemnity. Disobeying a direct order is not something to do lightly. Detective behavior is governed by the Local Public Service Act. Article 32 states that a detective is to faithfully follow the orders of his superior in the course of his duties. Violating this is punishable by a warning, reduction in pay, suspension from duty, or dismissal. In the event of the warning, not only is the individual expected to submit a formal letter of apology, but pay raises may be delayed or performance bonuses cut. Then, after a moment, he added, But I'm on board. I'm sick of all this wandering around anyway. That's the Sasayama I know, Kano replied with a chuckle. Sasayama gave him a silent thumbs up. You gonna try to take down the perp? Let's go! There's a phone call. The two detectives took up a position on opposite sides of the plaza. Kano called up Sasayama on his cell phone. You ready? He asked. Just give the word. There were only two non-Japanese people in the nearby crowd. Both were eyeing their surroundings anxiously. Kano was certain the handoff was about to take place. And then... Well, well, well. If it isn't Mr. Toyama. Kano's eyes perked up at the sound of the aggressive greeting, the voice dripping with feigned cheer. He whirled around to see two rough-looking young men confronting a father and his daughter. The older man looked pained. Please, just hold on, he said placatingly. I thought we agreed on 4 o'clock. The young man snarled. Don't you try and play dumb with us, buddy. It's nothing like that, I swear. My girl was just hungry, so I just stepped out to... Yeah? How come you didn't just order delivery, huh? Yes, right. I suppose that would work too. Toyama's gonna die? Toyama's gonna die and his daughter is screwed. What happens to your kids if you get taken away by loan sharks in the mafia? Probably not good, right? Don't you mean, man. Kind of watch the argument uneasily. The stranger's altercation put him in a bit of a spot. The crook he was tailing probably wouldn't risk handing off the case with an uproar like this going on. What's going on over there? Sasayama asked. I'm not sure, Kano replied. Looks like some kind of argument. The suspects are gonna get wary on us. It's gonna screw up the whole handoff. Yeah, I know. So do something about it and get over here, Sasayama said. What? Find some way to shut them up and then get over here. Oh, sure, alright. Kano headed toward the argument. He was only halfway there when Sasayama called again. He sounded panicked. Hey, Kano! You made a run for it! Huh? Oh crap! The man they've been tailing had vanished in the brief time Kano had taken his eyes off of him. Wait up! Kano shouted. Sasayama was racing after the suspect and Kano rushed to join him. The man was surprisingly quick, however, and neither detective managed to catch up. In fact, they soon lost sight of him amidst the teeming crowds. Frantically, they dashed through the streets as fast as hard as they could. Uh-oh. We lost him, Sasayama admitted at last. Damn it! He stamped his foot on the asphalt in disgust. Director Kuze, Kano gasped over the wireless. I'm sorry, but we lost the man with the attaché case. It was a heavy sign on the other end of the line. Kano braced himself. He wasn't going to be able to weasel out of this one with just a, I'll do better next time. Sasayama! Kano, get your asses back to the precinct! Kuze out! With that, Kuze switched off the line. Well, back to the precinct. Kano knew full well what that meant. They were off the case. They were gnawing in his gut. If those two punks hadn't shown up, no. If that father and his daughter hadn't turned up, he might have been able to apprehend the suspect. Welp. Oh, don't let it get you down, Sasayama said. I mean, paper pushing can be kind of fun. The look on his face, however, suggested he didn't think it was fun at all. Not one bit. With the air of two men heading to an execution, Kano and Sasayama trudged back toward the Shibuya precinct. Well, that just happened. Back to the precinct. Kano was taken off the case because he lost track of the suspect thanks to a random altercation nearby, and his glum conclusion was correct. If that father-daughter duo hadn't shown up, this wouldn't have happened. A certain someone needs to give those two some better advice, and a certain other someone needs to meet up with them outside his or her house. Both of those are key to changing poor Kano's fate. Alright, so we gave the correct advice from Minorikawa. We just didn't do the right advice for Osawa. So we need to give him some better advice. Otherwise, he's screwed. Please, if not me, then at least help my daughter, the man pleaded. Osawa looked down at the girl. She just doesn't care. Why does this girl not care about anything? Yeah, Dad's gonna die. Pfft. Fathers. It's like, what? Come on. I feel like there's got to be something going on with this girl. Like, look at those eyes. Like, it looks like she just wants to kill somebody. At age 10, she wants to kill somebody. Look into my eyes. I am going to stab you very, very hard. Like, literally, that's like what it is. Unlike her father, she was calm and reserved. She reminded him of Maria just a little. We just need to evade the pursuers. Osawa couldn't just stand idly by. He decided to help them evade their pursuers. Alright, follow me. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo! There you go. That's what that looks like. He led the two back to his house and into the storage shed out back. You can lay low here for a while, if you like, he said. The shed was fairly large. There was plenty of space for the man and his daughter. I'm so sorry, the man said. I'm not sure how I could possibly thank you. Don't worry, Osawa closed the shed door and headed back out to take another look around. And then the two thuggish men show up. Oop, still gotta keep going. No doubt these were the people the father and daughter were running from. You there, said the one in sunglasses. You see a guy and his daughter around here? They should come by this way. There's a hint of menace in his voice. A man and his daughter. Ah, yes, I think I saw them run through here. Which way did they go? That way. Sweet, we almost got him. The pair sped away. Good stuff. Osawa waited until they were fully out of sight, then called out to the shed. Alright, they're gone. The door stayed closed, however. I'm really sorry, the man called back from inside. Those guys might come back this way. Is it okay if we hide out here a little while longer? He sounded desperate. Pitiful, really. Sure, go ahead, Osawa said. With that, he headed back inside. Evidently, he just wasn't going to get any time alone today, no matter where he went. Cool, we saved their lives. Moving forward. Oh, not you again! Get out of here. Alright, let's do the pincer attack. The two detectives took a position on opposite sides of the plaza. Kano called up Sasayama on his phone. You ready? He asked. Just give the word. There were only two non-Japanese people in the nearby crowd. Both were eyeing their surroundings anxiously. Kano was certain the handoff was about to take place, and sure enough, the second man approached the one holding the attaché case. After exchanging a scant handful of words, he took the case and walked off. Look at that guy's hair! Yo, look at how lush that guy has a good beard, his luscious hair. Yo, look at that guy. Looking fine, dude. Sasayama. I handed the guy with the case. Got it. Sasayama broke into a run, chasing after the man taking the ransom. Kano hung up his phone and rushed to close the distance with the other man. Are they gonna get in trouble? You there! Stop where you are! The suspect turned and Kano recognized his face. He was indeed a member of the foreign crime syndicate that operated in Shibuya. Is the hostage safe? Kano demanded. The man's only response was an unsettling grin. Answer me! But though he repeated the question, the man remained silent. Kano took out a pair of handcuffs and reached for the wrists of the suspect, took out his phone to check in with Sasayama. Kano took out his phone to check in with Sasayama. Looks like a bomb. True! We're pretty good, bud. I got the suspect in custody, he said. How's your end? Sasayama hesitated. He got away from me. What about the attaché case? Sorry, but he's still gotta be around here somewhere. I'm gonna look around some more. Sasayama hung up and Kano slipped his phone back in his pocket. As he did, the man pulled a knife from his breast pocket and swung it right at Kano's face. Kano managed to jerk away in time, but his momentum carried him too far backward and he sprawled onto the pavement. Damn! The suspect was already making a run for it. Suddenly, a large car of foreign make skidded to a halt, blocking off the man's escape route. Wait, really? Why is there just a random car here? It's a Chevy Blazer, though. A tall Caucasian man jumped out. He wore sunglasses and a crisp suit. Now cornered, the fleeing suspect brandished his knife. Be careful! But Kano didn't even have time to finish shouting his warning. There was a metallic prong, and the knife went flying through the air. The man in the sunglasses had snapped his right foot up, sending the weapon flying. As the attacker's jaw dropped in astonishment, the newcomer proceeded to elbow him right in the face. The blow connected and the suspect went down hard. Ugh. Oh. The fallen man turned his head to look at Kano. His mouth moved as if he was trying to say something. He never got it out. The man in the sunglasses kicked him in the face. Who the heck is this guy? With a groan, the perp slumped down unconscious. Hey, Kano snapped. What the hell are you doing? He stormed over to the man with the sunglasses. The man nonchalantly dusted off his suit. You were ordered to watch and see where these guys went, right? He spoke in fluent Japanese. Imagine that you were a Japanese person who has never been in a situation where you suddenly had to speak to a foreigner. You haven't used English in ages. Your tension grows. You think back to English class in school, but nothing you remember is helpful. You muster up the courage to choke out a statement. Do you? The foreigner responds fluently in your own language. Nihongo de daijoubu desu. It's alright. I speak Japanese. Wow. It's crazy. What happened to that Japanese sense of honor I've heard so much about? Who are you? I'm from the U.S. Embassy Regional Security Office, the man replied. U.S. Embassy. An embassy is where ambassadors from a foreign country lodge and conduct much of their official diplomatic business. Under international law, ambassadors are guaranteed diplomatic immunity, and the embassy grounds are considered territory of the home nation. The U.S. Embassy's Regional Security Office is responsible for the security of American diplomatic facilities and personnel, and provides American citizens in Japan with information on public order. It is located in Akasaka and in the Minato ward of the Tokyo metropolis. So dude's just a badass ambassador. That's pretty cool. Okay. I presented Kano with his ID. Jack Stanley. Jack Stanley. His title was listed as Security Assistance Officer. Haven't we heard the name Jack Stanley before? I think we have. Kano glanced at the car he'd shown up in. The license plate was blue with white lettering. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs? But the ministry wouldn't just send some diplomat to intervene in a police investigation. What's your name, detective? Stanley asked. Kano, from the Shibuya precinct. Alright, Kano, I'm going to need you to follow my instructions for the next while. Why's that? Instead of answering, Stanley took out his cell phone and made a quick call. After a few moments, he held the phone out for Kano. Here, permission from your boss, he said. What? Kano squawked. He took the phone gingerly, bracing himself. Kano speaking. You imbecile, what the hell are you thinking? It was Kusei, and he was furious. Understandably so, really. Kano had disobeyed a direct order, and for what? All he'd accomplished was losing track of the attaché case. I'm sorry, sir. You really think sorry's gonna cut it? You're off the force, Kano! Kano slumped, defeated. He had no reply. He knew he deserved whatever punishment he got. Still, orders from up top didn't interrupt the hostage's safety. If he could have gone back and done it all again, he was sure he'd make the same call. Maybe that meant he wasn't detective material, but so be it. That's what I want to tell you, Kusei continued. But for now, I need you to follow the instructions of the guy there, Stanley. Do whatever he tells you. Sir? Kano hadn't seen that one coming. He disobeyed orders. That wasn't deniable. And yes, he knew he deserved a reprimand. But being ordered to tag along with some stranger who just turned up out of the blue? What the heck? May I ask whether the U.S. Embassy is involved with this? No more questions, Kano. Step in the line. Please, just hold on. Sir, I have no idea what's going on here. Kusei let out an exasperated sigh. That makes two of us, kid. So somehow the U.S. Embassy is involved here. The police don't even know, and we got Jack Stanley just standing here, just like, yo, what up? I just kicked this guy's butt. Sup? All right, cool. Sounds good. With that, the director hung up. It sounded like even Kusei didn't have the whole story here, which meant that orders were coming from someplace higher, a foreign syndicate moving the ransom around, the U.S. Embassy. Whatever was going on, it was more than just a local kidnapping case, and Kano was deep in the middle of it. He handed the phone back to Stanley. A few moments later, two detectives from the MPD arrived on the scene. Stanley handed over the fallen criminal to them. You're chasing a bum lead, you know, Stanley said as he watched them carry the man away. What do you mean? Kano asked. I mean, this kidnapping isn't about the money. My priority is the girl's safety. Right now, your priority is doing what I tell you to do. Kano gave him a scowl, but Stanley ignored it. The guy we just arrested, he asked. Tell you anything? No, nothing, Kano said. Really now? All trace of emotion drained from Stanley's eyes. His gaze pierced Kano like IMC daggers. It held a glimmer of something dangerous. Something Kano had seen plenty of times since he joined the force. He wasn't looking through the eyes of some diplomatic liaison. No. This was a man who knew how to kill, who killed people before. An assassin? With some effort, Kano managed to regather his sense of professionalism. He didn't tell me anything, he repeated. I just know that he's a member of some foreign crime syndicate that works out of Shibuya. Gosh, my nose is... Alright. I probably know some of their hangouts. Show me, Stanley said, cool as an automaton. Take my car. Kano wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded off his brow as they headed for the vehicle. He was just sliding down into the passenger seat when Kusei radioed over the wireless. Okie dokie, folks, listen up! The childish tone was back in his voice, full force. Kano stiffened on reflex. He knew what that meant. So, Tomi Osawa has, gone missing. Well, yeah, she's with Achi. We know this. What? Kano couldn't believe his ears. Wasn't Tateno supposed to be protecting her right now? Also, Detective Tateno hasn't radioed in. And, we can't reach him from our end either. No way, Kano blurted out. It can't be. So yeah, Kuze continued. He might have gotten caught up in this incident too. It wasn't like a detective at Tateno's stature to go incommunicado during an investigation. It could only mean that something had happened to him. Something major. Oh, wow. Oh, and that's all the to be continued. So let's see what the next hour preview is going to say. I would do anything. Whatever it took. That was sarcasm, wasn't it? Time's up. I'll pay you double whatever they're worth. Any evidence? Who can you trust? Got an achievement. Who can you trust? Welcome back, Baba. We are now in 1300 hour to the Syndicate's hideout. The Item 3 sales demo. A trap. Shattered. An assassin kidnapper. Let's talk about things before we start doing some bad endings. I honestly have no clue where to go from here. But let's just talk about a few things that we know, okay? So this guy right here, that assassin, right? This is the assassin that said that Hitomi has to die. That's probably Tateno. Tateno has gone rogue and is trying to kill Hitomi for some reason. That guy's at the police force and is just going up against Hitomi. Kano is with Jack Stanley, who I swear we have heard his name before. I don't remember where, but I swear we have heard his name before. Minorikawa, something's got to happen between him and Tama at this point. Like, because he's going to the sales demo for Burning Hammer, but Burning Hammer has been all shattered. And it sounds like there's a new product that they're going to find or something. But I don't know there. And then a trap. Like, who is getting injected? Because what we found is that Makeno is there, and they have to meet with him. The guy who might know where those emails came from. Whew! All right, let's do some bad endings. All right, so I have the list up, but I'm gonna try to find the bad endings myself. So we're just gonna switch some answers and see what happens. So we're gonna take out a pair of handcuffs this time. By the way, handcuffs, if you don't know, equipment used by police officers to shackle suspects. In Japan, the belt that makes up part of the officer's duty uniform has a storage pouch for a pair of handcuffs. That's pretty nifty, at least, though. It's pretty nifty. The man pulled a knife from his breast pocket and swung it. Okay, cool. And swung it right at Khan's face. Khan managed to jerk away in time, but his momentum carried him too far backward and sprawled onto the pavement. Damn! The suspect was already making a run for it. And the car shows up. And what? A tall Caucasian man jumped at. Yeah, no, we know this. Alright, well. This is Mr. Assassin Stanley. Seriously, we should be able to move on from here. And then kick to the face. The man was going to say something. Mr. Jack Stanley. I'm just going to see what numbers we need. So we need 17 through 24. Like, I feel like we're done. Is there more that we're missing? Sasama's name. How things are your end, Kano? I have the suspect in custody. How about you? Sasama hesitated. He got away. Oh, so it reverses the two. Put it with this new information. And then it moves on. Okay, cool. Termination. What about this man? Let's say the bloody man. I don't know why we have to worry about this. Let's call juvenile affairs. See what happens. They couldn't just leave him like this, but they were in the middle of a job. They should probably call Juvenile Affairs, part of the Communal Safety Section, which handles crimes pertaining to public decency, finances, pollution, and so on. Juvenile Affairs deals with misconduct and criminal activity involving minors. Since many SOS members are underage, the Shibuya Precinct's Juvenile Affairs Division has been ramping up its efforts to deal with the gang, although one detective in particular has been using this as an excuse to go on patrol at arcades and ignoring his duties in order to fuel his video game addiction. Nice job, Mr. Detective! Kano took out his cell phone so he can call the precinct, but Sasayama stopped them and showed the two youngsters his badge. Oh crap, you a cop? Yeah, and then this should repeat. Yep, that repeated. Let's question this woman. See what happens. Because everything else stays the same. Let's go see what she knows. Yeah, let's go see what's her knows. Sasayama and Kano hurried over to the girl. Excuse me, miss, we'd like to ask you a few... Are you happy with your life? The young woman shouted. She thrust her notepad in Kano's face. Tell me this, are you happy with your life right now? Huh? Looking at the notepad, Kano saw the same question written in this big bold letters. The girl's eyes widened in surprise as if she had expected the two men to actually stop and listen. Right now, sir, she continued more quietly, are you happy? If you could please take the survey about, about your life. Are you happy with it? The more she spoke, the more flustered she began. Sasayama stepped in. Hey, I need to know. Did you speak with that Western fellow just now? Huh? No, that isn't what I'm asking. Sir, are you happy with your life right now? Just answer the question, Chiaki, otherwise you're gonna die. Are you happy with your life right now? Kano got a sinking feeling in his stomach. This kid was looking for some delicious converts or something. You did speak with him, didn't you, Sasayama snapped? What did you tell him? The girl's rambling abruptly ceased. Her already ready face went even redder, and tears welled up in her eyes. Good job, Baba. Poor kid, Kano thought. She just went out here trying to get people to listen to her survey questions. There's no way she's part of this kidnapping plot. Look, miss, he said, for the time being, it would be a good idea for you to leave the area. Afraid I'm not at liberty to explain. The girl's only response was to start sobbing outright. I can't do this anymore. I want to go home. Kano and Sasayama exchanged awkward glances. I want to go home. I want to go home. Passerbys began shooting curious looks at the trio. Kano, you get back to work, Sasayama said. I'll escort this girl to the train station. He didn't quite manage to stifle the embarrassment in his voice. Right, Kano said. He hurried away, his eyes already searching for the suspect they'd been tailing. Alright. Did that change anything? Wait, what? It changed a little bit. It didn't take long to find out the man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at the intersection. It occurred to Kano that all the criminals who handled the attaché case had been wearing the same black clothing. We should be able to move on. Why aren't we able to move on? Could they really be ignorant that they were being followed while they were all wearing the same catching outfit? It was more like they were going out of their way to make sure the investigators spotted them. That still didn't provide any clues as to what they were after, though. The longer Kano kept tailing these guys, the less it all made sense. Was it really such a good idea to keep this up? Someone's life was in danger, and they were just letting the kidnappers carry out their plan, whatever it was. The very first page of the Dick Diary spelled things loud and clear on that front. Why is it panic? Dick Dick Dum Mon. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. Right now, the single most important thing was ensuring these hostages' safety. That was a situation where Totena would have stuck up for his guns for sure. Kano thought back to that day 3 years ago. Where is a police officer? Burglar, show myself. Okay, cool. So nothing changed. So nothing changed at all. Another thing was buying time. Dick Diary. Could it be that the real case had already been switched out? So let's say that. Could it be that the real case had already been switched out? Made a certain amount of sense. By handing the case off to an accomplice one after another, they were leading the detectives to pay more attention to the individuals than the case itself. That could enable them to swap the case while all the focus was elsewhere. Kano shared his hunch for Sasayama. I see. I mean, it is a possibility. Yeah, we might be following the wrong case. There's a palpable tension in the air now. Kano, Sasayama said, you gotta report into Kuze. On it. Kano's hand flashed to it was wireless. But Kuze was dismissive. No, that's the case. I assure you. No offense, sir, but how can you be so sure? Kuze sighed. Because that's my job. There's an ID tag in that case that allows us to keep tabs on it. There's no way these crooks could have whipped up a duplicate. ID tag? What ID tag? Wait, no, that's right. Kano had forgotten all about the detail in the wake of an all-nighter. Oh, right. Don't you already me? Clearly you weren't hired for your brains. Focus on what you're good at. Kuze ended the call. Still, Kano couldn't shake his conviction that something was off. Okay. Man with the attaché case. Cool. Alright. So now, what else can we do? Minorikawa. The weird sound. Calling Toyama. Wait, wrapping up writing. What's going on with the writing? Minorikawa took a look at his wristwatch and gritted his teeth. Damn, is it that late already? He needed to head for the sales demo. The surveillance camera article wasn't done, but he'd just have to leave it where it was for now. As he was slipping his laptop back into his bag, his cell phone rang. He looked at the screen and saw Chiaki's name and listened to the incoming call. Was she done with her interviews? Okay, we've seen this all today, so I don't really need to say it. So what sniffles? Hey, are you crying? But what is we've already seen this before though. Can't do it. Chiaki whined again. Please just forget you ever called me. Oh, she hung up this time. She hung up before Minorikawa could get another word in. He tried calling her back, but she didn't pick up. Damn it, Chiaki! Don't you dare bail on me! Leaving money for his coffee on the table, Minorikawa jumped up and bolted for the cafe. The plaza outside Shibuya Station was as crowded as ever. Minorikawa looked around, but there was no sign of Chiaki. She bailed! Minorikawa dropped to his knees in despair. His last hope had left and left. There was no one else he could even ask. Damn it! Alright, then fine. I'll do it myself. He dragged himself back to his feet. Alright, listen up! He shouted at the passing crowd. I'm doing street interviews here, starting now. You guys, shut up and help me. I mean, don't shut up, but help me. Good old Minorikawa. Uh-oh. He wound up blowing way too much time just to get the 2 pages worth of content, leaving himself unable to finish the other articles. In the end, the issue of 4-star general gossip never made it to the news stands, and Heaven Publishing went down for the count. I don't think that's Toyama. I think Minorikawa just did that. Well, Chiaki calls it quits. Without Chiaki, Minorikawa just couldn't get the gossip finished in time. What made her run off, though? Chiaki shows up in Kano's story at 12:10, one of the decisions that was what ultimately put her over the edge. Okay. That's not all of them. Talking with Sasayama. Wait a second. Why are we still talking with Sasayama? The detectives had to hurry to catch up with the man they were tailing, was still strolling around. Seeing nothing in particular, they kept it in sight as it crossed another pedestrian overpass, circled back around. Still following the same MO, huh? Sasayama grumbled. Guess so. How'd things go? He was careful not to take his eyes off the mark as they talked. No, I managed to calm her down and get her on the train. She was going on about how she wanted to go someplace far, far away, but whatever, it's all good now. I just feel kind of bad about the whole thing, Kano said. Well, she's not pertinent to the case anyhow. Guess it's back dogging this guy. Sasayama nodded toward the suspect, looking none too pleased. So Sasayama, I'm thinking the attaché case is going to get handed off, and it should be the same. Okay, cool. So bad endings, keep out. And I can't do the keep out without doing Tama. We can't do Tama without that. So we have to go back here. We have to be like, we have to say Chiaki. We can't talk to Chiaki, because if we talk to Chiaki, she gets freaked out. She can't be involved. And we good. Okay. Calling Toyama. Here's what I'm thinking. If we give Toyama the advice, let's give him the wrong advice. Let's say we just tell him to get back to the office. Because, okay, you need to get back to the office ASAP. The office? But they'll find me there. The office. They'll find me there for sure. Jama's voice was little more than a pathetic whimper. It's a little bit of reverse psychology. The last place the debt collectors are going to think you went is back to the office, right? Oh, I see, Toyama said. He sounded impressed by the suggestion. For now, just stay hidden until I can get these articles finished. All right, Toyama said weakly. He hung up. Minorikawa let out a deep sigh and turned back to his laptop. And he checks his wristwatch. To be continued. And then Osawa's story. What happens here? Long after, the parathuggers win. You there, one of them called out. You see a guy and his daughter walking around here? They should be this way. Osawa feigned ignorance. Don't think so, no. Come on, Utaro, let's so. The other man. Oh, replied the other. The two dashed off in the direction the father and daughter had gone. Osawa took several long deep breaths. He managed to calm down slightly, but the worry gnawing away made him still lingered. Oh, the pincer attack. But what happens here? Wait, does something else happen to Osawa? No, it stays the same. We just get the pincer attack. So yeah, there's two things that have to be done. We just have to tell Toriyama the other thing. Alright, I'm kind of screwed. I kind of don't really know. Just say to keep your head down. Alright, so now we should be good. We're at 1300. What are Osawa's choices? Sneaking out, frustrations. Oh, you know what? I think Osawa's stuff. So hold on, let me figure out what our bad endings are. So right now, no. So we have 17, 18, 20. So we're missing an Achi ending. 21, 22. Okay, so we're missing one Osawa ending, probably a Minorikawa ending, and an Achi ending. So let me see. Alright, so for ending 19... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just then, a bit of light shone into the alleyway from above. It looked like someone on the adjacent building's upper floor had turned on the lights. The light illuminated Tommy's face. When Achi saw the look in her eyes, he reconsidered his decision. She was trying her hardest to hide it, but she was clearly terrified. No way was he letting her go back out there alone. Still, if he tried to insist, she would only refuse him again. Hey, Tommy, humor me for a second here. Tell me, what's the proper way to dispose of a plastic bottle? She stared at him in surprise. Well, first you remove the cap and the wrapper. Then you rinse out the inside and crush it. Achi let out a breath that he'd been holding. Okay, good. Huh? I don't understand. What's good? You gave me the reason why I have to help you out. I super respect people who respect the environment. I'm one of those whatchamacallits, an environmentalist. Achi pointed at his mean, clean t-shirt. Tommy hesitated. What was your plan if I said the answer was to toss the plastic in the trash? Well, then I need to stick with you to help teach you. Environmental awareness begins with good education. So then you were going to tag along with me regardless. Look, I'm just super pumped to learn that you care so much about proper recycling. Achi cracked a huge grin. I feel like I keep changing the voices. I apologize. Okay, then. Okay? If you're really that sure about it, I guess I could use your help a little while longer. And Tommy flashed him a little smile. Man, she's so cute, Achi thought. Oh no. Then something else caught his eye. Huh? What's that there? So I accidentally missed this ending because we jumped back to Tama and decided to do something else. It looked like something black was stuck to the top of her head. Achi, what are you staring at? You got something stuck there. What, on my head? Without thinking, Tommy reached up and plucked it off. It was about 10 centimeters long, its body black glistening, sprouting feelers and several pairs of legs. It began to writhe and wriggle between Hitomi's slender fingers. Gah! Achi yelped. It's a cockroach! He jumped backward, but Hitomi didn't so much as flinch. Woo, sorry, that gave me a bit of a start. Woo, sorry, that gave me a bit of a start, he continued. Guess I might have fallen from one of the windows up there. Still, Hitomi did not move. Hitomi? She didn't appear to hear him. Hello, Hitomi? With muffled gurgle, Hitomi passed out on the spot, her body as stiff as a mannequin. What? Hitomi, are you okay? Hitomi! 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 But no matter how loudly out she called her name, Hitomi would not come to. She's afraid of bugs. Bad ending. Bad ending. She passed out. Oh. You just left her there? What, Achi? Achi, why? Why did you leave her there? From that day onward, Achi devoted even more of his time and energy to collecting trash. It became his personal passion to see that his city was a clean one, devoid of cockroaches. That was the mandate he had been handed, or if nothing else, his atonement. You just left her there! She's dead! She just up and died! She died by a cockroach! Cockroach. Tomi passed out after a cockroach fell into her head from out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere exactly. Tomi and Achi were right underneath the Nokane building, where they were selling Burning Hammer. A cat and a cockroach had been fighting it out on one of the upper floors. The cat was victorious, but if it had run away instead, things would have turned out differently down below. She died because Tama was like, yo, I'm a badass. I'm gonna fight this cockroach. And I accidentally picked the other option when we were going back through it last stream. Because I first picked the first one. So we'll snatch up the cardboard box, and then we'll run. Okay. So that's that one. We should be back to good. Okay. Next bad end. What's the next ending that we're missing? I'm just using the whole tooltips because I'd like to make sure that we're doing. Because I also have to get going. What? How does that correlate? Oh, no, never mind. That makes sense. That makes sense. If we go together, let's go together and search for Burning Hammer. And so Chiri and I headed out in search of the truck. Oh, as we make down center guy, we accidentally bump right into a man who's out with his daughter. Oh, pardon me. I hop back to my feet and go to bow a man an apology. Ow! Oh! He bows at the same time and we manage to bonk our heads together. So sorry. And the girl, when her dad drops to his knees, clutching his head, the girl begins to wander off. Hana, wait! The man lurches to his feet and rushes after the girl. She seems like an odd kid, only 10 or so, but strangely clothed and distant for her age. As we make our way back down the road, Chiri's eyes light up upon a cafe. Man, I am super hungry. Man, I am super hungry, she mutters. Not now, we have to find that truck. Yeah, I know. I stride purposely along, and though Chiri flashes the eatery a long, lingering look, she falls into step behind me. She's gone. True. What up, Joel? How you doing? Chiri and I wander around town for another 10 minutes or so. We don't see any sign of the truck, though. Ugh, I sigh. It really is good and gone, huh? I turn to look back at Chiri. Huh? Wait, what? Chiri's gone. She must have slipped away from me at some point. I take a quick look around, but there's no sign of her. Where did she split off? She was just there 2 or 3 minutes ago. It's 12:35. The sales demo starts in 25 minutes. Uh-oh. A lot of things changed by this. What do? I don't have time to go looking for Chiri. Guess I have to keep searching for the truck by myself then. But I have no clues to go on, so I don't know how I'm ever going to find it. Ugh, what should I do? Maybe? Cassie. Yeah, so this is just the typical keep out, but we can't move forward. Minorikawa is stuck up here. The G-Socks are infamous. True. Alright. So, this, and we've seen this before today, so I'm just going to skip through it. Need to finish the article. Then it's just some fast. McCoy went back to his typing. It took a few minutes to reestablish his writing groove. Yeah. So there's the first beep. What's that? His hands went strange as a strange noise intruded on his reverie. Whatever it was close by. What in the world is that sound? I need to get to the bottom of this. I'll never be able to concentrate. Well, never mind. I need to focus. Okay, so we get the bad ending still. Murakawa tried to immerse himself in writing again. Before long, he stopped worrying about the curious sound. Because that's his listening device detector, and when he sees eye. Time passed. Eventually, the pace of his writing slowed down a bit. Murakawa glanced at his watch. It was later than he thought. Pretty soon, he was going to have to head over to get an interview from the diet drink people. He reached into his bag for the project proposal to double-check the demo location. Huh? The proposal? It's gone. Crap, where the heck did it go? He checked all around the table, but he didn't see it anywhere. Maybe he left it at the other cafe, the non-smoking place. Well, he didn't have time to go back for it now. Uh-oh. His phone rang. What now? Minorikawa snapped as he answered it. A tiny squeak came through the receiver. It was followed by the sound of sniffling sobs. I'm sorry, I just... Chiaki? Was she done with her interviews, maybe? It's no use. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try. Her voice broke up into further sobs. Look, I've got my own problems to deal with. You're just going to have to find some way to manage. But I can't. Sorry, I'm hanging up now. And so he did. Uh-oh. Minorikawa. He had to hurry. He had to get to the demo venue. But he'd lost the map and forgotten the location. Think, man, he told himself. Where would they hold an event like this? Probably someplace big, right? And there ought to be a guide or someone out the front, too. With those assumptions in mind, Minorikawa broke into a run, searching ahead as he went. He stopped when he caught sight of a particular multi-tenant office building. A whole stream of women were filling inside. All of them looked a little heavy, too. Pay dirt! This had to be the health food company's sales demo. He hurried into the building. The women were queued up down the hallway. This was definitely the place then. More confident by the moment, Minorikawa made his way up the stairs. Finally, he reached the front of the line. There was a notice posted outside the doorway ahead. Minorikawa read it out loud. Auditions for the starring role in Sun TV's Sumo Queen. Sumo Queen 2. A suspense drama about a string of murders that crop up while a group of female sumo wrestlers tour the country. The Mega Shira, Komosubi, Sekiwake, and Ozeki, the 5th through 2nd place wrestlers from both East and West, are all killed in sequence, leaving only the 2 top-ranked Yokozuna. With the real killer still unknown, things come to a heated climax in the ring during the final match, when the loser tearfully confesses to her crimes. It concludes with the victorious wrestler, who'd also been playing the part of detective, sorrowfully looking into the culprit in the eye and stating, "It's off to the big house with you." Wow. It was a sequel series to a recent TV drama featuring full-figured actresses. That's it! Minorikawa exclaimed, a new project proposal springing fully formed into his mind. He felt as if he'd been struck by a bolt of divine inspiration. Big bodies, bigger names. A new arena opens for aspiring plus-size actresses. Never mind the diet drink demo, this was going to be Minorikawa's big story. Well, he changed stories. Minorikawa managed to meet the deadline. The show, however, wound up being a massive flop. Sales of the issue of 4-star general gossip were likewise lackluster, with an unprecedented number of copies going unsold. And death to, I think it's Toyama Marakara. Mr. Toyama's debts continued to spiral out of control, and before long, Heaven Publishing was no more. Welp! Nice feat, buddy. Rip in pieces. Sumo Show does massive belly flop. Good pun. Minorikawa wound up going to the wrong venue entirely. His main problem was that he didn't have a good detailed directions to the Burning Hammer demo. Tama could do something at 12:15 that causes Chiri to head to that cafe, and Chiri can help Minorikawa get to where he needs to go. Alright. Tama, you're gonna have to go alone, please. Oops. Hold on. So we have to make sure we're not with Chiri in order for this to work. So we should split up. Alright, so we're back to that. Alright, so what endings are we missing? $19, $20, $21, $22, $23. So we're just missing an Osawa ending. So I probably would have figured that one out eventually. Like, I just would have to change one thing. So that one's not that bad. This one also... So I got, actually, according to this list, I got all of the difficult endings done first. Oh. You totally should, Caitlin. You totally should. Also, I know what I need to do. I literally said this at the beginning of the stream. I literally said that I need to do this. And I never checked Osawa. Because by doing the listening device, I gets found to have a listening device on her. He knocked on the door to Ai's room, but there was no response. It didn't look like she got back home yet. Osawa let himself in. But this is going to be bad because Ai's going to show up and divorce him, I think. The stinging scent of her perfume pervaded the room, which was decorated all in white. Clothes were strewn all about, as if to put her slovenliness in display. She'd been like this ever since they got married, and Osawa had long since stopped caring. What up, Whammy? How's it going? It must have been Ai who tried to flush the ticket. He knew she didn't want him to go to America, but she couldn't have found a better way to get rid of him. Thanks to her, he'd been stuck hunched over the damn toilet, fighting with the plunger. Osawa sat down on the bed amidst the brand-name clothing. Then he spotted something odd down by his feet. It was a good gold cigarette lighter. Just where I'd picked up smoking. Osawa picked up the lighter and set it on the shelf next to the thing, He started out of the room, but then he noticed a scrapbook on the bookshelf. The rest of the shelf was filled with fashion magazines, so the scrapbook definitely drew his eye. Curious, he took it down and opened it. Suddenly, Kajiwara came barging in the room. Mr. Osawa, he cried out. It's your wife. She's gone completely hysterical. She's what? Please, follow me. Kajiwara led Osawa to the cafe where I had gone. The instant he opened the door, Osawa's ears were assaulted by a veritable whirlwind of verbal fury. What the hell are you doing? Sorry. What the hell are you doing? Hurry up and arrest this man. The grating historic voice was none other than Ai's. Ma'am, please, begged the officer she was verbally assaulting. I just need you to come with me for a while so I can ask you a few questions about the situation. The officer looked nearly on the verge of tears. The strange man, not to be outdone by Ai's shouting, added his own voice to the chorus. Hurry up and find that listening device! She's got one on her, I'm sure of it! Oh, shut up. Please shut up. I only just stepped in through the door and already Osawa wanted to run away. The cafe was almost deserted, probably the rest of the clientele had been driven off. What few customers remained were rooted to their seats, apparently afraid of getting caught up in the mayhem themselves. How dare you call yourself a police officer? I harped. This is dereliction of duty is what it is. Ma'am, please. The officer was in tears now. You think that good taxpayer money pays your salary? Ma'am, please. Recording a conversation without consent is a pretty serious crime, the other man railed. Not cracking down on that. That's dereliction of duty. Sir, please. You know what? Fine. I'll find the bug myself. Sir, please. The policeman exclaimed again as the man advanced toward Ai, holding out some kind of electronic device. Ai recoiled. Stop that at once. Don't you dare touch my belongings. Aha, so you do have something to hide. All right. All right. All right. Kajiwara interposed himself between Ai and the strange man. Oh, not you, I groaned. Oops. Why don't you mind your own business and get the hell out of here? What the heck did I just do? Oh. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. Yeah, the man agreed. Mind your own business. Oh, don't you mind me, Kajiwara replied. Ma'am, your husband is here too. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, poor Osawa. Poor Osawa. He's like, oh, I'm screwed. He gestured at Osawa. Oh. Osawa hadn't expected to be put on the spot. He stood frozen, speechless. Now what? I snarled. What do you want? Nothing in particular. I just... Osawa began to back away on reflex, but I closed in on him. That's how it always is with you, she shrieked. You never care one whit what I do you? And you know what? That's fine, but it wouldn't kill you to show a little concern when I am under attack like this. You're her husband, the strange man demanded. Look, someone's planted a bug on your wife. Could you be caught up in something big? Tell me! Why? Why are they all coming at me now? Please! The officer turned to Osawa. Just fine. Your wife's side of the story? I'm afraid I have to ask all of you to accompany back to the station. Osawa felt like he was standing in the eye of a hurricane that was whirling faster and faster. Are you even listening? Hey, you're hearing us all right, man? Everybody, please. Osawa simply stood, paralyzed, and stared as the storm of fury raged on and on. But no matter how hard he wished for some escape, the storm showed no signs of passing him by. I want to go home. I never should have come here. Why? Why did any of this have to happen? Oh, poor Osawa. Dude's just overcome by, like, everything. Let's get back to I goes overlord. Osawa walked into the middle of an argument between his wife and some weirdo at the cafe. The fight kept escalating until everyone involved got an invite down to the police station. It's doubtful that anything Osawa could have said would have stopped Ai from leaving the house in a huff, so maybe the guy she's arguing with needs to change what he does. Which is true. Bad times, 12 o'clock block. Let's get this back and going, and then we will be done. Seriously, what the heck is that? Need to focus on finishing the article. Alright, that should bring us down to 1300 block. Yes, we are. We're at the 1300 block. Wow. That definitely took a turn. That definitely took a turn. Cool. Well, we got through the 12 o'clock block, which is cool. So we're on the 1300 block right now. Craziness is still happening. I just found the summary button, so what we'll do is we'll do a summary of each character when we play as them. So that way it tells what's going on during that block. Get you guys caught back up to speed. Damn, this game is good. So far, we've gotten every single bad ending so far, but there's still a lot more to go for this game. As far as what's coming up next, later tonight, we'll be playing Splatoon 2. Because that is what was voted on with the community poll. So we'll be playing some Splatoon 2. We'll probably do some turf wars. If enough people show up, we might actually switch it to private battles because I'm still a little bit flaky with the turf wars right now, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed 428 Shibuya Scramble. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name's Katathi, and I'll see you guys next time for more Ready Gaming. See you guys later. Peace. Bye, everyone.